I think he's freaking out. I think Obama actually knows that he's in real trouble here, and at least members of his team are in real trouble. Here's his response. I want you to hear.
So breaking just moments ago, former President Obama's office responding after Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard accused his administration of using, quote, manufactured intelligence about President Trump and Russia. Gabbard sending a referral to the Justice Department and calling for, quote, accountability. President Obama's office saying, quote, nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes. These findings were affirmed in 2020 in the report by the Bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee led by then Chairman Marco Rubio. That report.
I'm sorry. You can keep telling yourself that. Barack Obama, John Brennan, McCabe, the rest of you, Comey. I'm sorry, but you know what you actually did is unforgivable because we still got the tape. And I'm going to play it right now. This is unforgettable. What you tried to lead media organizations and the American public to believe you knew was false, you knew was wrong, and yet you did it anyway. I mean, this is scumbag stuff. We always knew the intel business was a bunch of scummy you-know-whats, but proven everything that you thought about that industry to be correct, and then some. Watch.
Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election. And he was put into office because the Russians interfered.
Trump knows he's an illegitimate president.
The president-elect, although legally elected, is not legitimate.
I don't see this president-elect as a legitimate president.
You said you believe that Russia's interference altered the outcome of the election.
I do. We have a president who, if in fact it is proven, has been assisted by the Russians and may in fact not be a legitimate president.
The one thing that Trump is fearful of when it comes to his being president is that finally we will see how illegitimate his victory actually was.
I have an objection.
I object to the 15 votes from the state of North Carolina. I object because people are horrified.
He's an illegitimate president.
Do you believe Trump is a legitimate president?
What I believe is that there's no question that the outcome of this election was affected by the Russian interference.
There absolutely is a cloud of illegitimacy.
So that legitimacy is in question, yes.
So that was a very tainted election.
It goes on. There's like 10 minutes of that. And now I just refer you back to page 17. Page 17, when they were talking about Hillary Clinton and all the dirt that Putin had on her, including how she was suffering from these psycho-emotional problems. I mean, you couldn't talk about that way back when. No. Even though there were some videos that might have suggested as much, right? Like this.
Senator Warren. Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
I've had it.
It is delicious, isn't it?
Okay.
There is no denying that the Russians interfered in the election.
Right.
Whether or not they had...
Sorry, Hillary. They definitely weren't interfering in any way that actually hurt you. I mean, you may think that, and you can keep telling yourself that, but if they had really wanted to take the gloves off like Tulsi just did, I think we would have seen a whole lot more videos like the one I just showed you, coupled with real concerns about her, quote, intensified psycho-emotional problems, including uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and also cheerfulness. And so much so that she had to be put on a daily regimen, allegedly, of heavy tranquilizers. I mean, this is wild, okay? Absolutely wild. And so I'm telling you, the gloves are off. And now I don't think Obama and his team really know what to do. I mean, she's just declassified it all. Tulsi is taking no prisoners. Obama's trying to say, it doesn't change anything. But, I think there could be some charges. She was asked this directly, and then the president was asked. I'll show you what he had to say, but first, hear Tulsi out.
So as voters, can we feel confident that we will actually see charges, do you think, out of this?
I'm not a lawyer. We're referring all of this to the Department of Justice. I know that Attorney General Pam Bondi is committed to bringing about justice to those who have broken the law. And in this case, again, what these documents detail, to me, in my view, cannot be explained as anything but a treasonous conspiracy. This is not so different from what we saw under George W. Bush, when we saw that manufactured intelligence claiming there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq that kicked off a war that changed our country, that changed the lives of so many people like myself who went and served in those wars. The implications of manufactured intelligence are real. I would even say that what we are seeing here has an even greater impact than what we've seen in the past, because it speaks again to the foundation of our Constitution and our democratic republic, which is why accountability is so critical.
Mm-hmm. Indeed it is. Donald Trump would agree.
What specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama. He started it. And Biden was there with him. And Comey was there. And Clapper, the whole group was there. Brennan, they were all there in a room. Right here. This was the room.
Yeah, that was the room. We saw the list of everybody that was in there. So, he's done with them. He knows exactly what they were up to. They concocted this. And I'm telling you, I know it was nearly 10 years ago. But this is important that we set the record straight on this for a variety of reasons so that this doesn't happen again. And he, like Tulsi, wants people to pay. Listen, he's asked directly, who's responsible? Hear his answer.
If you look at those papers, they have them stone cold, and it was President Obama. It wasn't lots of people all over the place. It was them too. But the leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press for his entire life, that's the one they... Look, he's guilty. It's not a question, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries.
And it's all coming out. So if I were Brennan, if I were Comey, if I were McCabe, if I were Clapper, if I were Obama, if I were Hillary, I'd be pretty worried right about now.